Good afternoon and welcome to this week's edition of the Coach Clay Show. We're talking men's soccer with the head coach of the Fire, Clay Roberts. 1-1 last week against Division II competition. Played some good teams, got a really good test in Palm Beach Atlantic, and then were able to rally from a goal back against Georgia Southwestern. Overall, were you satisfied with your team?
Yeah, we knew that coming into those two games, they were going to be two of the tougher games. And so to come out with a split result, 1-1, I couldn't be more pleased with the group. We learned a lot about ourselves in the two-game stretch.
The Palm Beach Atlantic game had to be a really neat experience for you. It's a program you're still really close to, a program that you coached at. To see them open up their stadium and to be a part of that opening night, play in front of a huge crowd, really good experience for your kids to go through. Yeah,
it was a great night, an anticipated night in our family. And it was a special time, to be at the groundbreaking 7 years ago at that complex, for them to finally play the opening night in. It was a big night for them. They first-year head coach, and a lot of changes going on, and so it was an exciting night. A big crowd for our guys to play in front of, with 1,500 spectators, and so it was great. It was a big test for us, and so. Again, I think we learned a lot about ourselves in that game.
For you as the head coach to go against Palm Beach Atlantic, where your youngest brother is playing, was that kind of a neat experience? Was it weird? Was it fun? What was your overall thought on that?
Yeah, it's great. Anytime you're with family is good, even if they're on the other side of the line. But Cameron is a tremendous soccer player. He's had a fantastic career down there, and couldn't be more excited for him at the same time. And we knew he was a threat. He almost scored the opening goal against us in that 10 minutes of mayhem that they brought. And so it was fun to play against him, fun to coach against him. And I wish those guys the best luck. They got a great program, a great thing going on down there.
To come back home again on Saturday, Coach, and then take on Georgia Southwestern, you get down a goal but rally back with 3 of your own. That shows a little bit of the mental toughness of their team, not letting the early goal rattle them.
Yeah, no, it's a tremendous comment towards our team. Even in the Palm Beach Atlantic game, we went down 2-0. We rallied back 2-1 against a very good team. And so I think doing that again 2 nights later against a very good Georgia Southwestern State, our team again is showing those signs of progression. And that's great for a coach. Especially going down a goal early in games, them recognizing that they don't need to panic, just stay within ourselves and trust what we're doing. And they crawled out of that and had a great 3-1 victory.
We talked last week about the success that your defense had to open up the season. You've made some shuffling around in the back line a little bit. Who have been some of the guys that you've been impressed with stepping up this last week or so?
Yeah, couldn't be more pleased with our back line. We have a tremendous depth there to be able to continue to attack the way we want to attack out of the defense, but also to be able to defend well and be very, very connected there. Some of the guys that have stood out, obviously Shane Jones being Defensive Player of the Week in the Sun Conference in Week 1 was tremendous. Kyle Kraus is a big player that stepped up in our team. He's a player that is, for a baseball term, a utility player. He's just, an all-around athlete, tremendous soccer player, and he's really slid into a big role for us in the defense and helped to calm everything down and be able to play out of the back is one of our, strong points. And so he's just really helped that. He's going to be a key guy for us.
Speaking of Kyle a little bit, again, just eating up minutes for you. He's had over 400 minutes of play to open up the season for you, has a goal, has fired 3 shots, but again, is able to help on the defense. Covers a lot of real estate during a game.
Yeah, Kyle's, again, a tremendous player on and off the field. Him eating up those minutes, is needed. He's a great player, and again, he's showing his versatility, being able to play up, up top for us in the back. He's a key part of what we're going to do this year.
With guys like Shane and Kyle, and also you throw in Jake Loof at 6'8", certainly having the height that you do has got to be a great weapon, not only to win some of those 50-50 balls in the midfield, but also on set pieces as we've seen earlier this year.
Yeah, the Sun Conference is a very physical conference. To have some big boys in there to be able to battle is needed in this conference, and for these guys to start out the season the way they have, to bring a physicality to the game, but yet a very technical aspect in each of them is just exactly what we were looking for as we were recruiting this class.
Going back-to-back this weekend, Friday, Saturday games, Bob Jones on Friday, then following that up with a big non-conference rivalry game against Warner. Certainly this is a weekend that tests the fitness of your guys.
Definitely. We had a 5-game stretch, and it was a big blur, and definitely fatigue was there. A couple days of rest this week were much needed, and so we're already in preparation for the weekend. 2 great opponents. To have that short amount of recovery time. Obviously our coaching staff, we're going to have to do our job and the management of the team, and so we're sticking to our philosophy. We're taking it one game at a time. Bob Jones is Friday night. That's what we're going to put our best foot forward to produce in that game. Regroup quickly, and then we'll approach Warner the next day.
When you look at the Bruins on Friday night, they come in with a 1-2 record, have played a pretty tough schedule to open up the season, though. A solid NCCAA opponent to get you guys started this week.
Yeah, they are. They're a tremendous program with a lot of talent, a great coaching staff. Have the utmost respect for them, and so that's why we're taking it one game at a time. There's no way that we can look past the game. We have a lot of new players, and we're a young team, and so to stay focused on Bob Jones is all we're talking about right now. We're looking forward to the game.
To be as young as you are, maybe that's a little bit of an advantage heading into a rivalry game. If you've got some guys that have been around for a while and have been experienced in that rivalry, maybe they're a little too amped up, or things just aren't the same going into that game. With a young team, they probably don't know what the rivalry means yet.
No, that's a great point. That's a point we've spoken about in our meetings, and it does. It helps calm the whole group down. With 12 new players, 16 returners, half of them don't know any of the rivalries, nor do they care. They're excited about what we're doing, and believe in our team and our system, and so it does help provide that balance.
The Fire take the pitch in Auburndale on Friday as they take on Bob Jones. On Saturday afternoon, they host Warner. Make sure you come out to Lake Myrtle and catch the team. Coach Clay Roberts has been our guest. Make sure you come back again next week here on SEUfire.com for more of the Coach Clay Show.